From Nashville's WSM Radio, the original home of the Grand Ole Opry, this is a Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast.
Hey, it's Charlie Matos, and in this episode of our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast, we put the spotlight on the 75th anniversary of the Marine Corps' Toys For Tots program. We would be joined by Lieutenant General James Laster, retired from the U.S. Marines, and now the President and the CEO of the Marine Corps' Toys For Tots program. What a wonderful visit, and what great work they do, and we're so proud that at the Grand Ole Opry and Circle Television, we are partnering with Toys For Tots this year. We'll get to General Lassiter after this word from our Opry star, Lauren Elena.
Hello.
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 I heard you were collecting toys for Toys for Tots. Merry Christmas.
That is awesome. Thank you.
We'll find the perfect kid for this to go to for Christmas.
Oh, no. There's so much more. Follow me. Come on.
There's more?
Way more. I'm like Santa Claus. Ta-da. Merry Christmas. Well, where are we going to put them?
We're going to need a bigger box.
Yeah.
And to the president and CEO of the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation, Lieutenant General James B. Laster, USMC retired. Welcome to Coffee, Country, and Cody. And that's something I bet you hope you hear every season, all season long. We're going to need a bigger box.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me on your show.
It's the 75th anniversary year, so a particularly special year for the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots program. Give us the history, because I don't remember a time in my life that I haven't heard that phrase.
Right.
Well, it's an interesting story. It goes back to 1947 in Los Angeles, and there was a Marine major reservist there by the name of Bill Hendricks. And he and his wife were taken aback by the amount of poverty in the greater LA area, especially, as you know, that was right after World War II. So they were really concerned with war orphans as well. And so they decided to do something about it. And so a couple of months prior to Christmas of 1947, Bill Hendricks and his Marines, Reserve Marines, went out to businesses and the local community, and they collected toys and books and games. His wife, Bill Hendricks' wife, made Raggedy Ann dolls. And then on Christmas morning, 1947, Major Bill Hendricks and his Marines got into their dress blues, and they went out into the community and they distributed all those items, the toys and the books and the dolls that his wife had made, to less fortunate children, many of which were war orphans. Literally overnight, the word got out about what this reserve unit had done. And by the following year, 1948, almost all reserve units across the nation, Marine Corps reserve units, were going out collecting toys and books and distributing to less fortunate children. That's also about the time that we started the Native American program. That was tied to the Navajo Code Talkers, which had a great partnership and so closely tied to the Marine Corps in World War II. It also got the attention of our Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Cates, during that time. He thought it was a wonderful community action program. It was a great way to keep the Marine Corps connected to the American people. And so he decided to make it an official mission of the Marine Corps Reserve, and it's been that way ever since. Another interesting little story is Bill Hendricks was, in his civilian career, was in the film industry, and he was friends with Walt Disney. And one day they were discussing what he and his Marines were doing, and a few days later, Walt Disney sent him the little sketch of the 3 red train cars and had written in it, Toys for Tots. And so Bill Hendricks is credited with being the father of Marine Toys for Tots program, but Walt Disney gave us our name and our logo. And of course, we still to this day have a great partnership with the Disney Corporation. And then to fast forward in the early 90s, the Marine Corps established a foundation, a nonprofit. I'm the 3rd CEO of that nonprofit to handle all the activities that really the Marine Corps as a federal agency shouldn't be doing, like fundraising and so on. And so, but since 1947, we have reached 281 million children, and we're very proud of that.
Wow.
Nothing says sharp dressed like a Marine in dress blues. I'm just saying.
And if you want to get something done right, you call the Marines. They come in and take care of it. I mean, that's true.
That's right. We are the 911 force, and that comes to helping children in the communities across the nation as well.
General Laster, when did you become aware of this? Were you one of the Marines that got to help out before you took over and started running things?
Well, early in my career, I was on what's called instructor duty, and that's where an active duty officer and an active duty staff is there to advise and assist a Marine Reserve unit. And so we ran a Toys for Tots program way back in the mid 80s when I was a captain, a young captain. And so then fast forward, it's now 2017. I'm getting ready to retire as a lieutenant general on active duty out of the Pentagon, actually. And one of my mentors, Lieutenant General Pete Osmond, who is currently the CEO here of Toys for Tots, he asked me if I would consider coming and replacing him. And so I was looking for something that would make a difference, something that would make it matter. And I think this is the perfect fit. And so I really enjoy the mission, and I enjoy what we do to bring a smile and joy to less fortunate children.
You know, the beauty of the website is year round you can help if you want. I mean, it can be the middle of April and decide, I want to make this my priority. But how much of your donations and all the toys come in from today through Christmas week? It's got to be a huge percentage, I would think.
It's a huge percentage, yeah. But you're right about that. We're year round, and that's the other thing that's a little bit different now. General Osmond had established the literacy program when he was the CEO, and that was a year-round program where we would distribute books and literacy materials to less fortunate children and also Title I schools. And when I assumed the role as the CEO in January of 2020, I thought we could do more. And so I called the staff in and I said, let's look at ways using the literacy program concept as a way to continue to help less fortunate children year round. I said, less fortunate children don't stop being in need after Christmas. And so let's look at it from a holistic approach. And so as you all know, the spring of 2020, the pandemic happened. And I said, you know what, we got to do something. We got to, these kids many of them were sent home from school, so they lost that support structure. To make matters worse, their parents may have been laid off because of the economic impact the pandemic had. And so I wanted to do something just to lessen their anxiety, bring a smile on those children's faces. And so we went out in the spring of 2020 and distributed toys and books to about 3 million less fortunate children. It really resonated with the American people. And their generosity was just almost overwhelming with how they responded to it. We actually distributed books to Title I schools via school buses that were taking their school lunches to them. Because in many respects, that may be the only meal many of those kids get is the school lunch programs in Title I schools. And so we helped with books. And so we are continuing to expand. We're looking at helping foster children around the nation outside of Christmas. We even helped about 17,000 Afghan children, refugee children here recently. And so 17,000 of them. Of course, anytime there's a natural disaster, we partner with other nonprofits like Good 360 and the Salvation Army, and we're there with them to provide emotional support to these children in need.
Toys for Tots in its 75th year with General Laster, who is the president and CEO of the foundation. Marines and volunteers have distributed over 22 million toys to 8.7 million less fortunate children. This year, 830 Toys for Tots campaigns across the country. Where does the morning find you? And is this where you are on a day-to-day basis?
I'm on a day-to-day basis. I'm here in our headquarters overseeing the operations across the nation. I do travel a lot. I'll get out and watch distribution sites and visit with our coordinators. As you said, we have over 830 official campaign sites, and all of them have a coordinator who is a volunteer, who is trained by us. But then the other thing is we're just overwhelmed with other people that want to help. Last year, we had over 55,000 volunteers nationwide. And so we're also very, very proud of that. And not only here in the continental United States, but we also have campaigns in Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Well, teaming with Circle and the Grand Ole Opry this year, Circle Television, our television home here on Coffee Country and Cody, partnering with Toys for Tots. There will be 3 live episodes in honor of Toys for Tots on the Circle Network, Opry shows. Lauren Elena, Luke Combs, Darius Rucker, Carrie Underwood, Dustin Lynch, and others. And they all start, the run starts this Saturday, the coming weekend, the Saturday after Thanksgiving on the 26th. You can donate, to Charlie's point, at toysfortots.org/Opry. And then Circle has teamed with Toys for Tots for a special holiday treat every day. One lucky winner receives an Anyone Can Be Santa t-shirt. And at the end of the giveaway, this is a great grand prize. One lucky grand prize winner, randomly chosen, $500 Amazon gift card. Oh, what you could do with a $500 Amazon gift card.
Yes, I could. Yes, I could.
CircleAllAccess.com/contest/Toys for Tots. So what do George Strait, President Lyndon Johnson, and General Laster have in common?
Great Americans? Is that a fine answer?
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
A better answer would be Southwest Texas State University, now known as Texas State. Am I right, General?
That's correct. That's right. The home of the Bobcats.
That's correct. Maroon and gold. Know it well. San Marcos, Texas. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your remarkable storyteller on behalf of Toys for Tots and its rich, rich history, which again goes back to 1947, right? Is that what you said?
That's correct.
Wow.
Thank you so much. We're grateful for this opportunity to tell our story, and thanks for your support.
We need a backdrop like his for this
I was
show.
just saying,
nice.
General, your office is way cooler than ours.
It really is.
Quite impressive.
But we're going to play music from one of your fellow alums.
There you go.
Thanks for listening to the Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And please leave us a 5-star review. This podcast was produced through the facilities of WSM Radio in Nashville, Tennessee. The hosts of Coffee, Country, and Cody are Bill Cody, Charlie Matos, and Kelly Sutton. Producer, Eric Markham. WSM General Manager and Director of Content and Programming, J. Patrick Tittle. Copyright 2022, Opry Entertainment Group Holdings, LLC.